SEAL Team Land Warfare. An interesting cell in the training pipeline of a SEAL team. Won't get into the specifics of exactly where it is, just know it's out in the desert mountain somewhere in Southern California. Now, you go through a little bit of land warfare in the SQT pipeline, the SEAL qualification training pipeline. And then every training cycle, every workup cycle in the SEAL platoon, the SEAL team, every platoon's going to go through land warfare. It's arguably, not even really arguably, it's the most physically challenging part of the workup. Now, it's going to be during your unit level training, but when the platoon's getting the thumbs up to go overseas. Now it's when all the guys start coming together with all the quals and you really start to move and groove with each other. You will have done some urban warfare. You will have done some diving, some jumping, and now it's land warfare. It's a few weeks out in the desert, and it is a kick in the nuts. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done physically. Now, certain units, infantry units, are out there and they're doing lines and movements and some very basic shoot, move, and communicate. In the SEAL teams, it's individual medleys, individual movements, micro terrain, live fire, day and night. Now, it's out in the desert too, so sometimes it's 120, super hot, unforgiving, looks like Mars out there. And you're doing live fire drills. And then you start doing live fire at night. Your situational awareness has to pick up. You have to be very aware of where guys are moving, your angles, your firing, your fields of fire, where you're firing, what other people are doing while you're listening to the moves, the edges, the elemental movements, the individual movements. There's a lot going on. In addition, you're going to have guys like me, JTACs, communicating with helicopters, fixed wing overhead. Your teammates, you have two radios going with two different conversations in two different ears, in each of your ears. And then you're looking at hand signals also. To top all this off, there's a down man part of it, which really makes it challenging. That's what makes it physically extremely challenging, apart from just the terrain and the weather and the amount of weight you're carrying, which is full load out of mags, 6, 7, 8, 9 mags, a box for the A-dub if you're not A-dubbing, and every 100 rounds is about 7 pounds. So start adding that up. You got the big boys running around with the belt feds, the Mark 48s and 48s particularly, but also the 46s. They're running around with 20, 30 pounds just in ammo on top of their body armor, on top of them, over 200-pound men, water, batteries. It gets substantial. Now, when one of those big boys goes down, injured, guess what? Somebody's got to pick him up. How's that go? Well, first it's whoever's closest. You win the fight, then you address the casualty. You're picking him up over your shoulder and running with him. Somebody's going to handle his weapon system. If you're alone, you're going to handle his weapon system and start running. Now, where that extraction point, it could be a helicopter extraction point, real or kind of scenario driven, but you're moving them. You got to give them away from what's going on, the contact. You got to start maneuvering. And then you're listening to the chief. You're listening to the lead petty officer, the elemental leaders, the fire team leaders. What is happening, man, while you're moving this guy? You got a gun cock slapping you in the face, your own gun that's hanging from your retention system. It's never comfortable. Sweat down your eyes. If you're on night vision, it's night. You're doing this at night too. The helmet's coming down. The nods are pressing in your face. People are still shooting, moving and communicating around you while you're moving this guy. You're hitting rocks. You're both falling. You're having guns smash you in the face. It's part of the reason why I got these gold teeth, man. I had chips from buttstocks hitting me in the face and decided to blast them in new with the gold. It is a challenge. There's been guys get their birds pulled out there for not physically being able to do it. And anybody a woman who thinks they're able to do it, this is the cell that would prove it to be not true. There's grown men, SEALs, that can't do it, that end up getting chopped because of this cell specifically. It is so hard. It's a completely different game when you're putting somebody on your shoulders slick. And it's a completely different game picking dead weight up off the ground that has body armor on a man that's over 200 pounds. Very, very challenging. Now, on the other side of this, you're doing mission planning. A lot of people don't know about SEAL teams is guys from the very most junior are doing mission planning. You're briefing in front of the whole troop. Every cell, especially in land warfare, you are critiqued, watched by the entire troop, can be 60, 70 dudes, with the instructors critiquing your ability to public speak. That's something that guys don't think about or people don't know about in the SEAL teams and special operations, more than likely in the Green Beret community also. You're getting graded not only on your performance out on the field, but your performance and how you can actually brief your part. Are you a JTAC, a medic? Are you actions on? Are you a fire team leader or whatever? Sniper, leading the point. What's the infill routes, the exfil routes, the inserts, the extracts? You're getting all this brief. Not to mention pilots coming in, you're briefing them on actions on the ground and what the operation's going to look like. Phase lines. Everybody gets up and briefs. You're doing the PowerPoint presentations. The officers are going to sand down the rough edges, fix the fonts and this and that, and make it a streamlined presentation. But all the enlisted guys are doing the actual slides. It's interesting in special operations. You're going out in the morning. You might have a little downtime in the middle of the day. You can get a lift in or something, and then you're going back out at night to beat that midday heat a lot of times, but also so you can operate in the day and do the same iterations at night. And then at the end, you're cleaning brass, man. Cleaning brass while you tan your ass. Dudes are hiking up there. You got to clean all the brass up in the desert. You're walking miles. Dudes are fanning out, getting all this brass cleaned up in the desert. That's part of it. And that's kind of a cool time too, man. You just completed a very challenging phase. The sun's out, man. You're about to go back to San Diego, man. Turn one up probably. Not too hard though. As you will say, it'll nip you in the butt. Great times. Very, very challenging. Very challenging cell that's worth it. You're working through new gear. You're working through new weapon systems. If you're a new guy, this is your first time out with a SEAL platoon, you got the light on you. You got a lot of pressure on you to perform. That's what the SEAL team's all about. In land warfare, particularly, is very much that. Performance. In the briefing room, on the field, as a team leader, as a new guy, as a chief, whatever. Your tactical proficiency, your psychological proficiency, man, it all matters. Out there in the desert, man, getting weird. Pushing the pace. That's the only way to train, man. Beautiful thing about the SEAL teams, we'll get into SEAL team culture later on another video, but it's all about briefs, debriefs, lessons learned, AARs, after actions reports. And this is what we do here, man. It's a big, fat AAR, an after action report, man. After you do something, man, you analyze it. The unanalyzed life is not worth living. You have to examine it. You have to identify what went wrong so you don't do it again, man. Land warfare is a perfect example of that. Now, you know we like to mix it up with a little bit of stories, some information, man. That's what it is. Going to be doing a little traveling. We got a keynote speech coming up, man. We'll have some video on that coming out with Cool Hollow Solutions. Trust everyone's having a great day. Be smart. Out here.